Well, hello, class, and welcome to week 7 of Caring for the Ministry Leader's Soul from Moody Bible Distance Learning. This is your fearless leader, Professor Jeff, and I am excited. It's week 7 of week 8. We're almost there. I told you when we started. When we started here, it was cold, and now it's beautiful. Um, and so I knew that spring would be here and that we would be close. And the school that I'm working at, the kids are counting down the days. I think today was 19 days till graduation, 8th grade graduation, which isn't really graduation, right? It's promotion. I don't know. They call it graduation. They're excited about it. So it's kind of getting that time of year where things are wrapping up, where things are ramping up. And so this class there's some stuff this class that you need to get done this week. So you're going to be reading Eugene Peterson. So any class that you have to read Eugene Peterson, take. Any book that's written by Eugene Peterson, read. Um, I consider him one of my mentors. I consider him a person who has spoken into my life deeply. I love his heart. I love the way he's a wordsmith and the way he's able to communicate ideas, and particularly his heart for pastors and leaders. So, this is a great 7 chapters to read. I have not read this book, so I'll be reading them along with you, probably during my planned time at school, and so I'm going to be reading right along with you. Your historical figures inner life paper is coming home. It's time. It's due on Monday. So hopefully throughout the 7 weeks you have been doing a little research, you've been doing a little reading, maybe you've done already a bibliography of somebody, or you've written a bio for somebody, or you've read a book about someone. I want to tell you that I have been incredibly blessed reading about people who loved Jesus and their failures. Um, it's very encouraging to me that Charles Spurgeon sometimes was so depressed he couldn't get out of bed. I've struggled with depression my entire life. I'm up and I'm down. I'm old enough now to know that this too shall pass. I'm okay. But it's so encouraging to me that Charles Spurgeon struggled with the same thing. And he was amazing. And so each one of the people, I mean, there's a bunch of questions. Who are they? What context or historical period were they situated in? What do we know about their family background, their key relationship, their significant influences? What significant events were occurring during their life? How would you describe their walk with the Lord? What do we know about their theological formation? Did they suffer any trauma or suffering? In what ways did their inner life affect their outer life? What's the implication for ministry, right? And so I'm so excited to read these because I'm a biography guy. This is what I do. I'm actually doing a biography project right now where I'm reading at least one biography of each president. So I'm on Andrew Johnson. I'm just past the Civil War. And so that's 17 presidents, and I've read about 28 books on these 17 presidents. So I love biography. This is what I love, reading biography and autobiography. So I am going to geek out on your papers. Okay. So 3,000 to 4,000 words, MLA formatting. Please proofread them. Please proofread them. No spelling errors. When you're typing, the little red line comes underneath it. That means it's misspelled. So check it. Download Grammarly. It's free. It'll check you for grammar errors. Just read it over. Make sure that it makes sense. And what I would encourage you to do is short, concise, clear sentences. Instead of writing a sentence that goes on 3 or 4 lines, make that 3 sentences. Okay? Also, please, please do not single space this. Please, I'm begging. Do not single space this. I need this to be double spaced. Okay? So, that is that. And then you have a discussion board this week. And your discussion board is from your reading of Peterson. And he's talking about where are you going to grow in these categories? The category of being unbusy, the category of being subversive, and the category of being apocalyptic. Only Peterson, right? That's amazing. Only Peterson could come up with those words. So how are you growing in that? So it's a pretty busy week this week. So I'd encourage you, take your time with this paper. Do not roll through this paper very fast because I'm going to take my time reading them because I enjoy that. So I wanted to encourage you that I had a quote on the board this morning for the eighth graders from Aristotle that said, "We are repeatedly what we do. Excellence, therefore, is not an action, but a habit." I'll say it again. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not a action, but a habit. And my dad taught me at a very young age, if you were going to work, once I got a job, he said, go the extra mile. But what I figured out was you didn't have to go an extra mile. Sometimes you had to go an extra foot. Most people do the bare minimum or less. So all it takes sometimes is just going the extra 2 feet to pick that up or to wipe that off, or in the context of your schooling, just do a little extra work on it. By the way, don't ever use Wikipedia as a source. I don't know, I'm sorry, ADHD squirrel. Don't ever use Wikipedia as a source when you're doing papers. That just popped into my head. Trying to teach the eighth graders this. So what I want to do is I want to encourage you these last couple of weeks of school, things are ramping up. Do things with excellence. Do this paper with excellence. Take the extra time, even if it's just a little extra time. Take the extra time. Okay, so the question of the week is, if you could live in any other state, just one, besides the one you live in now, what would it be? Okay, so I'll share mine on Friday. So, any questions, comments, prayer request? Onward and upward.